Men should not run the world. Men will run it into the ground because they have no control. They actively tell us every day they have no control of their peepees. And they will drop a bomb and destroy every countryman they have for the hopes of getting they wet. Wild. Let's continue. So early casualties, they saying there's hundreds of thousands of people who are unalive, mostly in Iran. Again, I don't trust none of these people. I don't know what's happening. I don't think Israel is doing well. I'm going to say that. I don't think Israel is doing as well as they would like to say they are, but because Iran got them things. They got them things too. And I've told y'all previously, I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, we've literally attempted to run out all the geniuses in the world. Okay. This whole immigration thing, them running up into and harassing Harvard and Yale and Princeton and Columbia and all of these places. I'm from New York. They literally just sent out a mass warning. I think I got it because my kid is preparing for college, so I got it. But like the icicles stormed a dorm. They stormed a dorm at Columbia for a kid. They told people they were looking for somebody who was missing to try to get into the building and storm the dorm. And then we wondering why all the smartest and the brightest people who are in this country are leaving, who would have normally came to this country to get their education, to then probably work here and, allow their intellectual property to be built and developed here. Okay, we already know last year, or it wasn't the year before, when they started harassing the schools, Asian schools, Middle Eastern schools, European schools, were increasing the amount of students they were letting in because they knew the drain brain, because the super smart kids had enough common sense to say, you know what, maybe not go to Harvard, maybe not go to Caltech, because I could be working on something that's going to change the world and some icicle going to come and snatch me up. And now those kids are in Asia. Now those kids are in other countries, allowing their, letting their intellectual properties that could have been ours, build them. The kids who are going to make the next age models, the next age ammunitions, things we never even dreamed of, are over there in Russia, in China, doing things that we couldn't even think of right now. Not with the brain drain happening in this country. Again, they are already looking to attempt to try to take over ammunition manufacturers here. We're not even a week in. Thought we had all the weapons. What happened? I told y'all previously, and I'll tell y'all again. Just because they say it don't necessarily mean it's always true. A lot of that, again, it's probably sitting up in somebody's Switzerland bank account because they running out of stuff already. How, Sway? How? Let's continue. Let me check the time. So again, why this escalated? They keep saying nuclear and missile concerns from Iran. Listen, there was an agreement that Obama made when he was in office. Orangina came into office, he ripped up the agreement because white people can't stand that a black person did some shit that was good, okay? So they stirred the pot, created the drama, and now want to act innocent in the drama. Child, we fuck. They also want to say that, Iran has long supported people like Hezbollah. Listen, we ain't over there. We support Israel, and we know what they're doing out there. They want to take over the whole. We know what they're doing out there. Okay, let's stop pretending. We know exactly what they're doing. What they're doing out there is the same thing. I saw this report. This guy, he's a YouTuber. Y'all know I'm from Brooklyn, Crown Heights to be specific, right? Half of the people who live on my block are, you know what Crown Heights is. Anyway, I saw this guy I don't know how it ended up on my feed, but I watched the video a little bit and they were so upset at him. You know who they are. I can't say their names before I get hit. So upset at him because he basically called them, welfare people. They live off the, and I, as a New Yorker, I will tell you that is 1000%, like 8 kids, not legally married, living off the welfare, the real welfare queen situation. And they were so upset at this man. He was a Caucasian man because he was going around different neighborhoods. I think he came to New York, not Crown Heights, because again, we're still mostly black here, but they love whatever. But I believe he went to Williamsburg, and then he went to some town in New Jersey. I wish I remember the town where literally for the last 20 years they took the town over. Their kids don't go to the regular schools, but they joined the school boards. They defunded the public schools. They threw the public schools in the garbage, and took all the funding and sent it to their private schools. The same thing. And it's not just happening in places like Brooklyn and New Jersey. Okay. It's not just happening in places like Brooklyn and New Jersey. It's happening all over the place. It's happening all over this country. It's happening all over the world. And that's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, they really want to take over and spread far past Palestine, because once you get past Palestine, it's Iran right there. Okay, so they're trying to really take over that whole region and say that, he told them to or whatever. And that's, in my opinion, what's really going down. But, they have other opinions. They also would like to say that this is a preemptive strategy. Please, these people don't got no strategy. Like, let's be for real. Look at who we talking to or who we're talking about. Like I said, the best people in the government have been fired or have retired in every branch, down to the fucking IRS. If we're gonna be honest, the best people who were the most qualified people were either fired, or as things have gone on, we are left with a bunch of the mediocre of the mediocre. Not even regular mediocre. We're not even regular mediocre at this point. Not even. The mediocre of the mediocre is wild. But they want to say that from the perspective of the governments involved, this was framed as a strategic strike meant to reshape the balance of power. That's what they're trying to say.